Hello everybody, this is Overboy and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2016 movie Terror Tales. So after being abducted by a psychopath, the husband is subjected to 3 horrific tales of terror while his family is held captive in an attached cargo trailer. This movie is pretty good. It's kind of an anthology movie with the connection of the story of the man abducting this family and stuff, and he tells them the story. But this movie is okay. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. It's just okay. It's really low budget. Like I'm pretty sure this movie was made maybe for a couple $1,000s. It doesn't look like it's a very big budgeted movie, and sometimes with low budget movies I don't like it, but ones like this one I love the feel of it because it actually feels authentic. I believe that a lot of this stuff was made in the real world and stuff, the way it looks and sounds. The acting is just, some of it's pretty decent, some of it is a little wonky, but you kind of get that with low budget horror movies. But as far as low budget horror movies go, I think the acting was pretty decent in here. Compared to other ones, I think this one I had pretty decent actors acting, and it did have some big name people in here, or people that are famous for other horror stuff had small roles in here, including Felissa Rose has a small part in the 3rd segment, and she's really good in the little bit of screen time she gets. And you got Ari Lehman, who played Jason in the first Friday 13th, is in here, and you got some other cool little appearances and stuff. It has a good cast and everything. So I think they did a good job on that. Jimmy Lee Combs is pretty good in here as in this movie as well. I think he does a pretty good job directing it and everything. And he's been in stuff too, or he's been in this movie too. I don't remember which character he plays, but he does a good job in here too as the character he played. I think he plays the dad of the family that's being kidnapped. And he does a good enough job. Like I said, the acting isn't the best, but a lot of the people I don't think there were a lot of them that I don't think are like big name actors and stuff, and they were probably just people that were helping him get this movie made, and I think they did a decent enough job. I think that this was a decent enough movie. It's not terrible, like I said, and it had some good cinematography at times, and the editing is pretty decent. It does have some wonky visuals though, like the special effects in here are not the best. They do mostly use practical, which I do love that part though. If you're gonna have bad special effects, at least make it practical, because I mean I'd rather bad practical effects over bad CGI any day. And it does have a little bit of weird CGI, and like the blood looks really fake when characters get shot in the head or something and you see the blood squirt out of their head. It looks really fake, and it almost looks like a cartoon stuff is just flowing out of their head. It looks really bad, but it's also kind of humorous at the same time. And I think this was an alright story. It has 3 different shorts. The first one is By Proxy, and it's a horror writer and mother witnesses the suicide of her young son and everything, and we find out that the reason why the kid is like that is because of the way she poisoned him and made him sick every day by poisoning his drink and stuff when she'd give him a glass of water and everything, and she's haunted by that throughout the short and everything. It's pretty cool short. The second one is Radical Video, which is probably my favorite one, where a psychopath goes into a video store in the 80s and does all kinds of crazy stuff, switching up VHS tapes and taking some of them, recording over them with pornos and stuff. It's really crazy. But he did, and he also kills some of the characters too, the psychopath that goes into the store and stuff. It's probably my favorite story though. It has a lot of fun cheesiness to it, and the lot of cool VHSs. It's fun just watching the scenes and see how many VHSs you recognize and stuff. Some of them are ones that I actually even owned before. Like there's a Casablanca VHS that looks just like the copy I used to have. So it's really cool looking at the VHSs in that scene. And then the third one is called Epidemic, and it's my least favorite one. It's where the world is plagued by demonic possessions, and this preacher or priest or whatever is trying to figure out how to stop it, and it's just not very good. It has the scene where like he kills his wife because he thinks she's possessed too, and it kind of sets in motion the epidemic and stuff. It's not a super great short. It's not terrible, but out of 3 segments, it's my least favorite. But I'm not into demonic possession stuff very much, really, so that's probably why I didn't enjoy it as much as the other 2. But all of them have unique stories, and they're not really fully scary horror movie type stories. They're not your typical horror stories, but they work pretty good for this movie, and I really enjoyed it. I think that it kind of has some sad things in here too. There's a couple moments that are kind of sad. It doesn't have a happy ending, and like I said, sometimes you don't need happy endings for horror movies. This is one of the ones that didn't really need one and everything, but it's an alright movie. Not something that I absolutely loved or hated. Just thought it was okay. Like I said, there's some questionable decisions with some of the characters, especially the dad. Like there were a lot of ways that they could have escaped and stuff, but he just makes a bunch of dumb decisions. I honestly think they could have done better with the writing of the characters, but then again, they were going for the stereotypical horror characters from the 80s. I got where they were trying to do with it, so it works in what they were trying to do. So I just wish that they could have done it a little bit. The writing could have been just a tiny bit better. The dialogue could have used a little bit of work too, but all in all, this is a fine movie. I enjoyed it for what it is. It's not really a so bad it's good movie, but it's not really a great movie either. It's just one of those that if you enjoy low budget movies, you might enjoy it. I enjoy low budget movies like this, so I enjoyed it. So I'd say I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's enjoyable. Not the best movie ever, but not the worst either. I was pleasantly surprised. I picked it up at Dollar Tree a couple months ago and thought I'd throw it in my 31 Days of Horror just to see what it was like, and I'm glad that I picked it up because it was worth the $1.25 price. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of the movie Terror Tales if you've seen it. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.